Kyrgyzstan's ombudsman Tursunbek Akub has said that over 8,000 women are kidnapped every year in Kyrgyzstan and forced into arranged marriages. The Vice News website has been investigating the phenomenon and says this age-old practice has been on the rise since the fall of communism. In view of the growing number of kidnappings and the low number of cases that are brought to justice or solved, the Open Line organisation has set up a workshop to make prevention videos and raise awareness about this practice, represented by the white scarf which is ceremoniously placed on the head of the bride-to-be to affirm the in-law's claim on the kidnapped woman. Some of the short films have been posted to YouTube, each one looking at the problem from a different perspective. This first clip reminds us bride stealing is illegal and punishable by law. Another video focuses on the difficulties encountered by families when women manage to escape and the stigma of taking back a daughter once stolen. Tradition states that parents can no longer welcome their daughter back into the family home because she now belongs to another clan. 2 students committed suicide after facing rejection from their families, prompting numerous demonstrations. The third video is more historical and refers to the story of Kermanjan Datka, a 19th century Kyrgyz stateswoman who escaped an arranged marriage herself and became queen of a mountainous region in southern Kyrgyzstan. She is the most famous woman in Kyrgyz history and is held up as a role model for women across the country today for defying a custom to make her own path in life. And finally, the last video selected for YouTube encourages anyone who's witnessed a bride napping to report it as soon as possible via a hotline set up by the government. A saucepan-banging demonstration in front of the Bankia headquarters in Madrid on Saturday. The rally was organised by Spain's Indignados movement in protest of the bailout plan, which would see over 23 billion euros of state funds being used to rescue the bank. Bankia has annoyed many people in Spain, and particularly so since the resignation of the former Bankia president Rodrigo Rato. In this article, Rats Abandoning the Ship, blogger Aurelio Jimenez slams the fact his time as head of the bank has been deemed catastrophic, yet he walked away with a golden parachute compensation package. The indignants are taking things a step further and are calling for the former CEO to be brought before justice. Activists recently started a website demanding a judicial inquiry into the management of Bankia. Over the past few days, they've been asking for online donations to pay the legal fees and have raised €7,500 so far. According to the people running the campaign, some of the bank's shareholders have already agreed to testify against Rodrigo Rato. A platform called MiniLeaks has been set up to gather and publish any information that could be used as evidence in the case. And the former Bankia CEO is not the only one to be targeted. Social networkers are calling for a financial Nuremberg to bring to justice a bankers they consider responsible for Spain's economic crisis. Tunisian journalist and blogger Ramzy Bettayeb, aka Winston Smith, has now been on hunger strike for over a week. As he explains in this video filmed by Le Courrier de l'Atlas, he's protesting the confiscation of his cameras by a military police general as he was covering the military trial over the killings of some 300 martyrs during the uprising against Ben Ali. Several bloggers like Yassine Ayari have joined the hunger strike to show solidarity with Ramzy Bettayeb, who's a member of collaborative website Nawat. There's been a proliferation of support initiatives emerging on Facebook. There's even a rally planned in Paris on Thursday to demand the cameras be returned to the journalist. And messages of outrage expressing solidarity with the bloggers on hunger strike have been pouring onto Twitter, and in particular under the hashtag Liberté de Presse or Freedom of Press. Caricaturists have been expressing their frustrations through drawings. Saif Neshi depicts the cameras as caged birds and urges the government to free them. Anonymous artist Zed portrays the head of the Tunisian military as manipulating the police and the justice system, which is shown as puppets. Female blogger Lina Ben-Meni reminds us this is not an isolated case and that media freedom is flouted far too often in Tunisia. The country's academics have started an online manifesto calling for greater freedom, justice and transparency. In football, there are some goals you just don't forget, but the Surrender Monkeys collective has found a way to make these great sporting moments even more spectacular. They've incorporated dinosaurs, laser guns, Star Wars characters and explosions. Some may say the special effects are a bit over the top amid the players and cheering crowds, but the end result is pretty good and rather amusing.